This is my tutorial for a Bill Kaulitz humanoid inspired makeup tutorial. Lots of you have been asking me to do this eye look, so I finally found the time to do it. I'd already applied my powder foundation as well as concealer before this, but you can skip this step if you feel comfortable enough in your own skin. Next I'm going to be using a soft espresso eye pencil. You can use this to fill in your eyebrows. So fill in your eyebrows and then go over it with an eyebrow comb or an eyelash comb to fade it out. Next I applied an eye primer. You don't need an eye primer, but it does make your makeup last so much longer. I used a silk eye primer from IQ Natural, and the link to their store on eBay will be inside. You want to apply this very gently on your eye and not drag the skin. Now taking my favourite black eyeliner from Yves Rocher, I'm going to line the entire waterline. You don't have to use this brand, and basically all you have to pay attention to are the colours, and so long as you have the same colour you can do any of these looks. Next, taking exactly the same black eyeliner, you're going to line the upper lid. It doesn't matter if you mess up or if you make a little bit of a mistake on this one, because so long as it's as close to the eyelashes as possible and it's blended in nicely, it doesn't really matter because we'll be going over it afterwards with a brush to feather it. Just make sure you don't put too much on the inner corner. Next, taking a tough brush from IQ Naturals, I'm going to feather the line. You want to take anything you have which is strong enough to really nicely rub it into the skin. So taking the brush, I'm going to gently feather the line. Now on the inner corner, try and make sure that you get it as close to the edge of the eye as possible. But on the outer corner, it really doesn't matter. Even go for a smoky look if you want to. Next, taking a very thin brush, I'm going to use a black from the 120 Pro palette and line the eye. This palette was bought on eBay, but Coastal Scents also sells a very similar palette. Next you're going to line the inner corner. As it comes out towards the middle of the line, you can bring it up higher, but especially on the corner, keep it as close towards the eyelashes as possible. Now, after you've done this step, you're going to take the same brush and bring the line down on the lower lid. So just pull the line very gently down, and now slowly blend it into the rest of the eyeliner which is on the lower lid. Next I used a very small brush and using exactly the same black eyeshadow from the 120 Pro palette, I started to line the upper lid again. The most important point of this part is to make sure that the skin, which is close to the eyelashes, is completely covered and that there isn't a space of white between the black and the eyelashes. Now, taking whatever excess is on your brush, line the lower eyelid. Next I'm going to take a larger brush and I'm going to slowly feather the eyeshadow which I've applied on the upper lid. So holding down the lid, I'm going to take the brush and brush it from left to right so that the eyeshadow gets nicely faded on the sides. You should keep this really to the middle and the outer corner. Don't go near the inner corner or you'll risk messing up what you've just carefully placed. Next I'm going to be using a thin angled brush. This one's also from IQ Natural, and using exactly the same black eyeshadow, I'm going to reline the inner line in the corner. Bring it into the lower lid, and now reline the upper lid. Smoke it out towards the outer corner. Now the tricky part. I'll be honest about this part, it took me 3 goes to get this perfectly right. So I'm going to be using the brown eyeshadow pencil which I used previously, which is also from Revlon. And starting in the inner corner, you're going to slowly line it, but stop midway. Try and keep your eye looking down so that you don't end up smudging it on the lid of your eye. Don't worry if you mess up, you can clean it up with a cotton bud. Now for the outer corner wings. So using the slanted brush again, draw a guideline and then draw the curve. Take your time on this. It doesn't matter how long it takes, just make sure that you get it right because it's such a pain to clean up once you've messed it up. Now it's time to finish the line. So using the pen, draw a guideline just so you know where to start, and now draw it in, connect with the first part that you've already drawn. Again, try and keep looking downwards so that you don't end up rubbing this on the creases of your eye. Now taking the angled brush, dip it in the black eyeshadow and reline the eye. Now using the same angled brush which you just used to do the line, you're going to use it and simply brush on all the excess which should be on it in the outer corner. This will give it a nice feathered look. Now you're going to finish off with mascara. You can apply this all over your eyelashes, but you should really mainly apply it on the corner of your eye so you get that flicked cat eye look. And you're done! This is all you need to do for the Bill Kaulitz humanoid inspired eye makeup. Also, for those of you who've been asking, I've now got links in the sidebar to my Facebook and Twitter account. I'll be using Twitter to keep you guys updated, but I'll be using Facebook to keep all you guys who aren't on YouTube very often updated as to when there's new videos. I hope you like this look and I'll have some more up soon.